What's up, YouTube? It's been a minute since I've worked on anything productive. I mean, I've been working on stuff all the time. Yesterday we were kind of messing around with the compressor. Slightly off order on the timeline of that, but new blast pot and everything else is kind of set up and working. I ordered a water pump online, not the OEM one, because the factory, the local John Deere place, can get me the pump. They have it pretty much in stock most of the time, but it's $458 or something. I don't really want to drop $500 on a water pump to replace that. I don't know if it's even that bad, but that's kind of where that one will sit for now. Obviously, before I get rocking and rolling on some serious blasting with that, we'll have to give that a once over. I found a part online. It's non-OEM, but it was $100. So $100 I'm willing to spend. 500, not so much, but finally got the parts from V-Twin for the Sporty. So I was gonna try putting that back together too, but it took too long. I didn't have a chance to get to it until now. So up at shop number 2, got a new shop pet hanging out down here. Isn't that right? Found a little snake over here. Just a little guy. He's hanging out, probably avoiding the heat because it is absolutely ridiculously hot and humid today. And then when I was throwing some fresh sodas over here, we got a little toad that's nesting in the sand down here. I think it's a toad. He's moving, but not much. Just trying to keep cool. So I got the fan going. Sorry about the fan noise, but it is hot, real hot. So I have brake fluid, I think, in that box, and then the master cylinder sitting here all cleaned up. I was gonna just put fluid in and try rebleeding it, but now I have the parts, so we'll go over to the bench. Hopefully we don't bother our new neighbor living over there. Trying to keep cool from this hot sun, but we'll grab the master cylinder kit here, get set up on a bench, disassemble the rest of that, and then try and get this thing all patched up. If we can get this thing fixed, I'll take it on a quick little ride today. Not too long, because I got a million other things to do, because I am going to New Orleans tomorrow. So we'll get this kind of set up over here. Worst case scenario, I do have another master cylinder, same one, 5/8 bore. I don't remember what bike I took that off of, but I did find that one over there. So this guy, unfortunately all my tools are now over there for this, but we can move those if need be. So we'll get set up over here. Let me grab one of these benches, and we'll be back in a minute. Oh, yeah, I'm going to New Orleans tomorrow for my buddy's bachelor party. Flying into New Orleans, and then I think it's like a 3-hour drive south down the coast. Staying on some island, stilt house or something like that, but we'll see. Should be a good time. It's supposed to be real hot, so as much as I'm complaining about the heat here, I imagine it's only going to get worse when I get down there. Let me figure out what I need tool-wise here, and then we'll get jamming. Here is the new, I got a caliper kit too. I'm hoping I don't need this, but we have it on the shelf. Here is the master cylinder rebuild kit, which consists of not a whole lot. This is for a 92 Sportster, so it comes with a new piston, O-ring, seal. I don't know what this one's called, the little cover, plastic insert, and spring. So if we go back to this one, I already have the snap ring off of this from when we were messing with it. So we'll pop this pin out to pull the lever. Like so. And the stupid brake light switch thing. And then we'll come in here, pop up our retainer seal. I don't know how well any of this is going to show up. Where can I put you that you're not in my way? So here's the master cylinder, here's the little boot. Now we have new ones, so we don't have to be crazy careful with this. So you're going to take a little pick, get underneath it, and then lift this up. trying to do this on camera for you. It's kind of difficult. Just like that. Obviously, if you're trying to do this and clean it up, don't do it that way. That's damaged now, I almost guarantee it. Didn't want that to happen. Just shot my parts all over the floor. Spring, piston, rubber boot, and O-ring. So here's all the factory stuff. On these, a lot of the times on the older ones, they got a little circlip in there, like a snap ring. This setup doesn't use that. It's just that top seal. This seal is also like the lock retainer. So here's our spring. I might steal that little cap. Let's see. Spring goes in first, and like I said, I did go through and clean all of this the other day, so we'll drop our spring in. I see. They give you the plastic pin on the new kit instead of that little metal shield right there. So that'll be fine. Spring. Then you have your dust booty deal. We'll set on top of there. And I gotta grab the brake fluid, but we'll drop this O-ring on here right now too. That'll go on just like that. And I already put the top hat piece on. Then we have the piston. Here's the old one. O-ring with the little slot. The slot goes up. So we have spring, plastic insert. This little cap deal goes over the spring. Piston, hole up with the O-ring going down. Grab the brake fluid and some rags. Looks like our neighbor left. Or he's climbing over to eat me. One of the two. Alright, .5 fluid is what I'm using here. So I'm actually just going to pour a tiny bit of this in the cap. Like so. Lube up our new parts and our seal. I'm going to lube this one up too. Why not? Can't hurt. Drop this guy in here. Piston, O-ring goes up. And we're going to compress this thing down. Now, this is kind of a pain. Oh, you know what I forgot? So that's kind of in there now. Damn it. I don't like this design without the snap ring. Where'd that piece go? Oh, he did move. He's scurrying out towards the door. Well, that's not good. Where did I go? Moseying down the line over there. Look at him go. Whatever. I don't bother him, he doesn't bother me. And he takes care of all the mice, so works for me. Alright, let's try this again, but now I'm going to actually try and grab. So I need something that I can push down on that and then drop this cover in without puncturing anything on the seal. So I kind of want, I don't know what I want. Punch? Flathead might be too sharp. What do I want to use here? A broken flathead? A dull one maybe? Let's see. top hat, piston, cap. This is the hard part. I might have to do this all at once. That's unfortunate. I really miss the other ones where it's a snap ring first on the end, because then you can compress that piston and then go from there. Let me find something small enough to go into this hole that I can actually get leverage on. Screwdriver. That is going to be the ticket. So, hopefully we can get this in and done before the battery dies, because I don't want to swap those out. Right, piston. I'm going to use this guy. So top hat part's in, piston's in. Now I gotta get this plunger piece in, which should ride down the screwdriver a little bit. Second set of hands here would be wonderful. Alright. Now the plunger's in, I'm gonna take the flathead. Going to push this down into the seal. Just pushing on the outside. And that's it. Now that's all back together. Rubber seal's in there. Then we have our pin for the brake light switch with the little tab there. This goes in next. So, round dowel that goes on the inside of this will sit there. Oh, we gotta put the lever back on. So, on this dowel pin that goes in the brake lever, you got a flat right there. The flat is what's gonna ride on this. Just like that. Then our set pin, and then this will keep everything together. And then the circlip for this is over by the bike. I'm not going to put that in right now. Could, but doesn't really matter yet. Might have to compress it a little bit to line that up. Come on, go in. What is this stuck on? I don't know why this pin's stuck. Everything lines up proper. I'll tap that down. Should just drop in. There we go. Oh, got caught a little bit, but now we got a working brake assembly all back together, freshly rebuilt. So let's go over to the bike. We'll get this mounted, try and bleed. Man, I am sweating, dripping sweat already. Back over on the handlebars, next to the fancy purple grips. We have the brake. This little tab presses on this switch. Now that I'm a little more well-versed on these, that's the brake light switch. So if you don't line this up, your brake light will be permanently on. This is what shuts it off. So come over, line that up on the little tab there. About to lose my microphone. Just like that. And this outer piece goes on next. nice if I grabbed all the tools I needed for this first. Got some on the seat, but so get these two started first. I just did, well, I'll show you guys in a second. Let me get these bolts started. Okay. Much easier to do on this because these bars are dimpled, unlike the soft tail where I kind of had to jam everything together and cut my own holes. But master is back on, brake pin is pressed in, so we'll snug these down. Now, I didn't really explain any of this because I started working on this bike before I actually said what was wrong with it, but it got to the point where every time I pulled the brake, it worked, but it would start dragging. Okay, definitely getting more pressure out of this already, as is. You can hear that little bit of suction, hopefully. I was not getting that before. So before I go any further, I think I'm actually gonna pour some fluid in this and we're gonna kind of semi-pre-bleed that front master. Oh man, so hot. I hate weather like this. Good thing I'm going in Louisiana on the Gulf, or it's just as hot and probably more humid. Oh. All right, I got a rag underneath here. We're just gonna kind of try and bench bleed this a little bit before I hook up the lines. So we're building pressure now. The other thing you wanna look for, I'll go with this, is bubbles in the master. Okay, this is .5 fluid, by the way, too. But see that bubble coming up? I was not getting that on the return before, which is why we're kind of doing this now. Still not getting really a lot of fluid through there yet, but we'll keep doing this and see if I can get the master somewhat primed. There's a good chance this might not work. Takes forever. So let me keep pumping this and pumping this and pumping this. I should have brought my speed bleeder, the little vacuum ones that go down at the bottom. Makes this so much easier, but I forgot to grab it when I was at the house. So we're doing it the slow way. One pump at a time. Been pumping this thing for a minute. Still no pressure in this master, so we are going to actually swap this just because I don't feel like fighting this forever. I don't know why. I'm wondering if there is a clog in this master or something that I didn't get out when I thought I cleaned everything, but this is just easier that way. So I'm gonna pull that one out. We're gonna take the old one that I had sitting on there. Hopefully this one's good. Still had some fluid in the bottom of the reservoir. So, why is there Torx in here? We'll swap everything else over. They're identical. All I gotta do is pull the pin out of the other one. So let me grab the brake light switch pin thing from the other one. So I need the pin, I need the lever, and I need, come on, let go. Not sure what's going on with that one. All right, so same deal. Drop the gold brake light finger in first. Then our clutch or brake lever pin Line that up on the other one. Yeah. Jam these together, and then we'll put our slot pin in, lock pin. There we go. Hook this guy up here, and then put our bolts back in. Yeah. Really regretting not wearing a hat today. Sweat dripping in my eyeballs. Now I don't know what's sweat and what's brake fluid. Oh well. I think our snake friend moved out. All right. Make sure we're locking that brake switch in. And hopefully this one goes the way it's supposed to. All right. Whew. Top that off with some fluid, and then we'll start the pumping game again. All I'm doing here is plugging this hole, trying to build up some pressure.